you think darkness is your ally. You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man, and by then it was nothing but blinding. The shadows betray you. Welcome to another Triple T podcast for knife makers. This is Jerid from Echo Blades, and we have a very special Veterans Day show for you. A big thank you to all of our veterans and active military. We salute you. We thank you for your service and all of the freedoms that you allow us to have. So our hats off to all you brave men and women. Thank you so much. God
Thank
bless
you.
America.
So now I know who it was. It was Bain. And
That's right.
you just don't sound like Bain.
That was good. Oh, you adopted the dark.
Who plays Bain?
Come on, dude. Ed Sheeran.
Sheeran.
Venom plays him, dude. Come on.
Yes, of course. It's a very different role.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. How are you, man?
Okay.
Oh, and always I have my co-host, Mr. Denis Tyrell
forget
from
about me.
Tyrell Knifeworks. This week.
You leave for 2 weeks and he forgets all about you.
Oh, man. Sorry about that, dude. That was not intentional.
Taking over. I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you, I've had a rough couple of days.
Why? What's going on, man? Talk to me. Get on the couch. Let me know. What's up?
So, I'm doing these two katanas. Well, one of them did not go well, even though I forged it all out, thought it was all nice and great. I was happy to have all the forging behind me. And when I put bevels in the copper one, I found out that it was not welded. The copper and the cladding did not play nice together in that build. So, yeah, today I reforged a bunch of Damascus and the core steel, and tomorrow I will be doing the final Kumai forging again.
Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah, it is kind of a bummer because I have a delivery date for these things that I'm trying to meet, which is now in jeopardy. So we'll see.
Do you know what happened, or just freak thing, or something got away? Or
I was using the oven. Normally, I do these things in the forge. It's just that to set the weld, I like to use the oven. I did that on the Apocalyptic Challenge sword because it's so long. At least when I heat it in the oven, the whole thing gets heated. The issue with using the forge is you have the risk because it's a 20-inch billet. Like when the copper's in, welded up, it's a 20-inch billet. Well, that won't even fit in my forge. So,
sorry, I'm thinking the whole time you're saying this, I'm like, how in the bleep are you fitting that in an 18.5 LB? And then I remembered.
No, the big vertical.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm with you now.
I did it in the oven so I could heat the whole thing at once and then set the weld in one heat, right? Set that initial weld. But I only had the oven. I had the ovens. Normally when I do this in the forge, you have to do generally by eye and with the PID just to kind of govern the temperature a little bit, but you still got to be careful. The forge is still hotter. Well, I only had the oven set at 1800. I should have set it at 19 because it's way accurate, right? It's not going to go above 1900. When I did the silver, I had it set at 16. Basically, it was about 1700, and the melting point is 1764 of silver. So that one went fine. So I think I just got to up the oven temperature to 1900 for that, whatever, half hour that I'm setting the weld and drawing it out. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. So yeah, bummer, but it is what it is. I'm trying to get these so that I can deliver them hopefully the first weekend in December, but that's kind of at risk now. So I'm going to see if I can do it the second week of September. Of December. Sorry, did I say September? I meant December.
You did say September.
Yeah, no, I meant December.
So
It's
that's like
a month.
Oh, you said the first week?
The first weekend in December, so it's like less than a month.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like 3 weeks away.
Something like that, yeah. And you got Thanksgiving in there, so yeah, I don't know that that's going to be realistic.
I was just thinking, Thanksgiving, that's more time, but you're retired, so fuck off. Oh, speaking of being retired, Dennis hit me with the freaking the first major retirement flex here this week. He's talking about he had a class this week, so I mean the classes are great. I'm happy for him. And happy for the students. They get that good instruction, good time. But it selfishly, it really takes away from all of my plans and agenda. And so I was like, you're probably going to be pretty burnt on forging after 2 back-to-back Damascus class. That was like 4 total days, right?
Yeah, it was a 4-day class.
So I was like, you gonna be into forging on Sunday? And he's like, man, I don't know. We'll see how I feel. He's like, but I really want to go hunting. And I was like, yeah, well, maybe you should do that like next weekend. And he's like, I can go Monday. I'm retired. I was like, bitch. Excuse me, mister. I don't have to work anymore.
Yeah, the turkey opener was opened Saturday. And of course, I didn't go because I had the class was Wednesday through Saturday, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then I was going to go Sunday, but then this, actually, I just didn't feel like it, and then ended up grinding that sword and found those issues. So glad I didn't go today because it pissed down rain. So
I was going to say, did the rain sneak up on you?
Sneak? No, it it did not sneak. It was crazy raining today.
Yeah, I had no idea that it was going to rain. I was on my early morning walk with Mrs. Echoblades and the dogs, and it's beautiful. It's like low 40s in the mornings now around that time. So just put a hoodie on and get to walking, and I'm super comfortable. It's like perfect for this big guy. But I was like, had it like a little hot, and it was like a little muggy. And I was like, what the fuck's going on with the weather right now? And she's like, oh, it's about to rain in like a half an hour. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. So we just barely beat it. It started raining like when I went to work. It was more than half an hour, but yeah. Other than that, I had zero idea. And then it pissed.
Yeah, I got up to the forge pretty early. I was done forging by 9:30 on the first thing I had to do was like the first stack of Damascus, and finished up around 9:30, and it just started pissing rain, and I had to go get propane. But I
Oh,
go in the house to just sit down and relax and have a coffee, and we lose power.
oh shit.
So I was pissed because I wanted to get this done today, like forged. And we lost power for over 2 hours. Like I
Oh,
went and got propane and I came back and still for another, it was 11:30, almost, no, maybe closer to noon by the time the power came back.
well, I was gonna say that, hey, that's one for the purist, but you still need the press. So
And I had to grind the billets, so it's
oh
not
yeah,
like I'm just going
yeah,
to use a filer or anything.
yeah. Well, if you're gonna be a traditionalist.
I'd still be doing it. Are you kidding?
Ranky. Speaking of, you want to just another Jerid's inexperienced and doesn't know anything. This weekend, Dennis reinforced a simple bit of information that files only work in one direction.
Well, I mean, you can make them work in two directions, but you kind of wreck the file. So the teeth on the file are only pointing you to one direction. So
I swear. What is it? Cucumbers or pickles? And files only got. I mean, there's only a handful of times you feel that like just huh. But yeah, I guess, if you've been doing this for a while or you pay attention to what you do, then something like that would make sense. But it really made a lot of sense to me, so I thought I would share it. Plus, people would probably laugh at me, and so I thought it was
I
it was
wouldn't
a good
say
bit of information.
it's not one of those things that everybody knows, because I've seen a lot of people try to use a file in two directions, but
Me
kind
too.
of, yeah.
But then this is funny. I've also seen those guys that are, just one directional, and I'm like, that's not efficient. I'm not kidding. But okay, I get it. So
Oh,
always learning, sir. Thank you.
you know, so maybe I'll go hunting Wednesday. We'll see.
Fuck off.
I'll see what the weather's like and when I'm at where I'm at on this build, because it's only like I get up at like 3:30. It's an hour and a half drive. I'm usually there only for a couple of hours, because after the turkeys come out and they do their little thing at this BLM, then they'll go into a farmer's field and forget about it. So it's only that morning when they come out of the trees. So
How far away is it?
hour and a half.
You say that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Glad you pay attention to what I say.
my bad. I must have been thinking about that question.
But yeah, I got to get through this build. But the class was good. I had a guy reach out to me a while ago. He had this booked in the summer. Who he's from Alabama. He wanted to do. His name's Christian. He wanted to do a couple of forging classes, and sorry, Damascus classes, not forging classes. Wanted to do a couple of Damascus classes, and he's done it right. Like he's been bladesmithing for about a year, but he's mostly taken courses. He's actually the only person I've ever met that's done the ABS 2-week course.
Oh wow. What does that get
So
you again? That
basically, you
it
can
bypasses your 3 years,
yeah,
right?
it
Okay,
reduces your 3 years down to
that's
two.
right. Oh, down to
Um,
2?
down to 2 years. Yeah, yeah, and it's intro to, it's there's a lot of free time in that. Like it's a lot of, they'll show you something, there's demos, and then you can like forge a knife or whatever. And he said like some people like forge like 5 knives, 6 knives. Others just spend a lot of time like doing each step and whatever they're, but it's kind of somewhat self-paced from what he was saying. There's just a lot of demos, and you know there is like classroom instruction every morning of the class of the 2 week, 2 weeks. But sounds interesting. But he's done classes by from Kevin Cashin, from Bert Foster, so he's had some heavy hitters. Um, um, so yeah, he's going about it the right way, but hadn't really done a Damascus class, so he came to me for his first Damascus, and we did feather, which turned out really, really well. I was
Yeah, I
very
saw that.
pleased with the feather.
That was really nice.
And then we did a mosaic that wasn't perfect, but I mean, it looked kind of cool. We added a little element at the end, that little diamond in the middle of the pattern. It very much looks like a snowflake inside of a black. It looks cool. I think it's going to look amazing on a knife. So yeah, it was fun.
Nice. 4 days.
Yeah, it's a lot of forging.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of hot and sweaty days, but it was good. Would not want to do that in July, but weather was perfect. 68 degrees every day, so
Yeah.
that was good.
It's finally back.
But Christian did say one thing. If it was like he didn't open the day with this, like the first day, but he told me after a couple of days, he said he was talking to his wife, and he assumed, and at first I wasn't sure how to take this, but when he first started telling me, he goes, I don't think you're going to be offended by this, but I'm just gonna tell you. And he goes,
Why do I feel like I am gonna love this?
oh, you're probably gonna love this. He goes, he goes, I watched your videos, and you're so nice in your videos. I actually thought you were gay. And then he goes, and then I found out you're Canadian. Oh, you're just Canadian.
Yeah.
Because he goes, "Yeah, you're so nice." And I'm like, thanks.
You're a real one, dude.
Uh,
That's what it really means, Brigham.
so I told Kim that story. She had a good laugh. Well, actually, Christian was sitting there, and we afterward the next day, and so we told Kim, and she had a good chuckle over that one too.
So I mean, he wife checked you before he shared that with you.
Yeah, right.
You big Canadian. That's great.
Uh,
Oh man, that's
so
funny.
yeah, that was the highlight of the class.
Yeah, thank you, Christian. That's some awesome stuff. I love that. Well, shit,
Yeah,
man, dude, you did 4 days of Damascus forging,
yeah.
messed up the copper katana, redoing Damascus for that, and have to reforge that. Like, I think you might be time for you to go check out our buddy Mr. Lawrence Lake at Maritime Knife Supply and re up on some steel.
Yeah, I am kind of getting low on steel, so I only have one rack left, which which is probably tons by most people. So,
It's
but yeah,
probably, but Dennis orders steel by the hundreds of feet. So
not quite. But yeah, if you need steel, abrasives, tooling, you just want to hear from Lawrence, go check out Maritime Knife Supply for all your knife making needs. They got it all, including, but he sold out, the Tobin grinding jig. I don't know when exactly he's going to have those back in stock. Well, actually, they're still on pre-order, so he hasn't even got the
yeah, I was gonna
originals
say,
yet.
yeah, because I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks before they
Yeah,
go out
yeah,
last week.
yeah. But I don't know if he was going to talk to Oliver Tobin about just upping that order. Like, I don't know what he's doing. If he's going to have to wait 3 or 4 weeks before he has them, I don't know what he's going to do. If he's going to have like a second pre-order or what. But stay tuned.
Yeah, yeah, go check out Lawrence. Lawrence showed me a couple of. He's been actually getting out into the forge. Maker's Candles
Really?
got him all fired up to get out there and do some stuff. So he's been forging. He just a couple weeks back, and then this week he sent me another picture of something that he was working on. And so that's again, Lawrence is a great dude. He's also a knife maker, so he knows what you need, has what you want. And if he can't get it, he knows somebody that'll get it and he'll track it down for you. And on top of that, he's a super, super, super supporter of our community. And along those lines, he sponsored the Apocalyptic Challenge. He's sponsoring the Warriors Way event coming up here, the 16th or the 17th. And also the ABS Intro Bladesmith Scholarship that you were just talking about is opening up again to ages 16 to 30. Applications open on December 1st.
And that's at New England School of
That's at the
Metalwork.
New England, yeah,
Yeah.
but it similar style thing, just not with the ABS
Yes.
program. But it's a scholarship at the New England School of Metalworks, and he has a $2,000 um, contribution towards that class and accommodations. So if you fit that bill, you're 16 to 30 and are interested in attending that on December 1st, go get that application, fill it out, and we wish you luck. That's an
Yeah.
amazing, amazing, amazing opportunity for somebody. So we appreciate you, Lawrence. And yeah, go to Maritime Knife Supply and tell them that the boys at Triple T sent you.
He's also a fine looking Canadian too.
I, I did, yeah.
See, I knew I'd get him. Jared's speechless.
Oh, I'm just censoring. this shit eating grin is just like that is that's cool. Yes.
So,
Man.
what's new
Oh,
with
and
you?
you know what? That was some big news that we got middle of last week as well. Is that now you can get the Canada folks can get Pelican wax at Maritime Knife Supply.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was a pretty big announcement. We're super stoked for those guys to get together, and happy for Travis to have another outlet to get that beautiful, wonderful, good smelling Pelican paste out there. So if you're interested in some premium wax, go check out pelicanpaste.com. Or if you're in Canada, go to Maritime Knife Supply. He has hard wax, soft wax, Pelican oil, hand solve, gritty soap, and all the things to shine up, protect, and get your knife in pristine condition.
So
Also custom make those. What is it? I can't remember the ounces of that. Is it half ounce tins?
I have no idea.
I think I don't
I
know.
think they're 1 ounce tins, aren't they?
I don't know, half or one. Yeah.
I
Anyways,
think they're
the
1 ounce.
the small little personal personalized tins that you can put in. And I actually got to put one of those in an order that I delivered this week. So
Nice.
very cool. So go check out pelicanpaste.com and enter the discount code triple T10. That's TTT10 for 10% off your next order.
See, all of our sponsors are all getting together.
This is beautiful.
It's like a little sponsor party.
It is.
So you sent an order out. That's cool.
I sent 2 out this week.
Look
Well,
at
no, I
you.
didn't. I sent them out the week prior, but they were received and delivered all this week or last
Jerid,
week.
the business mogul. Look at
Yeah.
him go.
Knife making is a lot funner when you get something in return. And I'm not talking about monetary, Dennis. I'm talking about the satisfaction and the complete, absolute humbling feedback and appreciation that a customer gives you when they receive it. It's pretty anxiety ridden for those couple days that it's in the mail or I'm on my way to deliver the order personally. But getting that good feedback and seeing them be happy is and the money's awesome too.
I was thinking the money's good too.
Yeah, money's great. But I mean, I'm probably now 1 millionth of a percent, towards getting even with my investment into knife making. So this is great.
Yeah.
I'm on my way, Dennis. I'm on my way.
Yeah, don't do that math. It's not fun.
Oh Lord. But yeah, that was
Um,
pretty cool. That was really cool. I'm happy.
yeah, the reason I have that end date for the katanas, I'm hoping to hand deliver them to Toronto. We'll see, because it's also an excuse to go see some family up there. So
Nice.
I'd love to hand deliver them and see their faces, and especially his daughter when she opens the katana. I'm not sure if she knows she's getting it and if it's a surprise. I hope it is. It'd be fun to give it to her,
Yeah.
but we'll see.
How many knives have you sold to people here? Like
Here,
within the area that
not
you've been
many.
able to most of them have been shipped out other than shows. I know you're
Only a handful. Only a handful go locally. Most are shipped
Hmm.
like elsewhere. Wait. The guy that owns a tattoo parlor. A couple of friends have bought a few of the small ones. Um,
There's also that amazing story of the guy that bought your knife in Atlanta that lives here in the Bay Area. You remember that guy?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. that
Um,
so he
y-
counts as local.
now that I think about it, maybe 10, but most of the vast majority are shipped. I actually shipped one to Mexico. Uh,
Hey.
well, actually, it's in a box with the shipping label on it because it was a holiday today, so I didn't bother sending any out. But it'll ship tomorrow. But yeah, to Mexico,
Nice.
which I thought was cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Mexican Cato's proud.
So what's new with you? What's been going on in your week?
What is going on with my week? Um, one thing before I get into that is that you're talking about, you had a student come over and you got together. Speaking of maritime, the classes, the forging. I did catch that our buddy Noah from Antioch River Forge got to get together with Mr. Salem Straub last weekend.
No way. I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
I saw. I sent him a message and I was like, "So, am I like seeing things, or is Salem like your doppelganger that rocks Maritime Knife Supply hoodies as well?" Because I saw a picture. It was Noah, but he was using that legendary power hammer. Those big ass dies, and he was getting after it. And he said that was his first time that he had done it, so or used a power hammer. And I thought that was really cool.
He's spoiled. That's like the ultimate power hammer that Salem's got.
Yeah. So I don't know if he was taking a class with Salem or if he got together with him. Regardless, like I was truly happy for him. And it made me happy because like I have said this a bunch of times and I will continue to say it. And I absolutely encourage you, if you have someone local to you, especially if they're more experienced than you are, but getting together with other makers and hanging out and forging and learning and making stuff together is just, there's nothing better. And it really made me happy to see him, that those guys are out there, and it seems like an hour or however far is a long time, or far away, but it's really not. The time goes by so quick. But so get out there and get together, guys, and
Yeah,
do it.
he's got, being in Washington State, he's got two amazing knife
Absolutely.
makers up there, Salem and Morocco.
Yeah, those are big
And I'm sure
names.
there's others, but
Yeah, I was gonna
those
say,
two.
yeah, those are just some standout names in our community, and so yeah, it's awesome to take advantage of that. We were talking about trying to go up there and see him.
Yeah, I just yeah, I've got something every month for the next like 3 months, so I can't really, I'm trying to get this build done through, November and probably December, and then it's like too close to Christmas. And then I actually have another class right before Christmas that I'm going to teach, and then actually I got nothing in January, but then I got a trip going to Jamaica in February, and then Mr. Coy Baker's coming down to California.
Dun dun dun
Um,
dun.
so he's coming for a visit for a couple of days. Um, he keeps telling Jerid, I don't know why. I'm not inviting Jerid over.
Yeah.
But we're going to do something. You should just plan those days off.
Yeah. I am actually going away in January as well. We're going
Uh-huh.
on a
Oh, you're
pretty
doing a
pretty
cruise or something,
pretty
right?
big decent cruise, yeah, with
Mickey?
no. So it's just the wife and I. It's
Oh,
for her birthday, so it's
it still could be Mickey.
it could be. And I thought about it because I actually like that cruise line. And if you have the fortitude to look past all of the Mickey stuff, it's pretty good service and cruise. It's a good cruise line, but there is all that Disney stuff, which didn't bother me at all with my family and the kids when they were younger. I loved every minute of it, and I'd have did it again. But we're gonna do something new, and I'm excited about that. I'm really
Oh,
looking forward to that.
I remember the other thing in January. Um, Spencer from Heavy Forge. He's up in Anchorage. He and I have been talking about getting him down to California for since he was laid up for the summer
Oh,
with an
that's right.
injury, so
Yeah,
he's
missed
thinking of coming
Blade because of
down.
work, and
Yeah, so
well,
he
don't do
couldn't
it
make
from the
Blade show.
10th to the whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly when he's coming.
Okay, all right.
I
Sorry,
don't know. We
Spencer, you're gonna get fucking stuck with Dennis, but Coy's got the right idea. I'm not gonna say that he's like, "Hey, you're gonna be around, right?" And I was like, "Yes, Coy, you're good." And if it gets weird over there, I gotta. You can stay with me too as well. That's not what I said, but I don't feel comfortable saying what I said. So.
Yeah, we got to figure out what we're gonna what. Well, we'll figure out Spencer's trip if that's in whenever January. He says come in the winter, and come in the winter is like 6 or 7 months when you live in Alaska. So he
Oh
could
yeah,
mean he
yeah,
could mean April. I don't know,
yeah. That's funny.
but yeah, we'll figure out what we're gonna do in Coy's here. We're
Yeah,
gonna forge something. He's here for
absolutely.
2 days, 2 full days. So
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah,
That's exciting. I was stoked to hear that.
yeah, he's always
So
got some bright, fancy ideas. So we'll see what he's got in mind.
yeah, he does. I can guarantee. My lips are sealed, but
Oh,
yeah,
really? He told you already?
maybe, maybe.
All
But
right.
yeah, nothing about what we're gonna do. But anyways, if you don't want to fuck up your Damascus copper builds, you can go see Coy and the boys at Baker Forge and Tool for all of your just incredible patterns. They're the best in the industry. They provide it. They got this stock. They've really ramped everything up with their new facility. And I think I just saw yesterday on Facebook that there is a 15% off on stainless core copper my going on right now. And that was so we're it's Monday, so yesterday that just dropped. So if you're interested in that, go make sure you check them out. And also their regular drops, if you use the app you can get 1 day early access. And they absolutely have that fantastic gator piss as well, which you can get with one of our other sponsors, Lawrence, from Maritime Knife Supply if you're in the Canada region. So yeah, go check out Baker Forge and Tool and enter the discount code triple T10 as you exit for 10% off that purchase.
What's the stainless core? Is that Nitro V or
Yeah,
ABL or
I
what?
think it is Nitro V.
Nitro.
Yep.
I heard that.
I may have screenshotted it here, but I was rolling. I'll double check while you're talking. Good.
I saw a post. I thought it was Nitro V. Someone
It
said
is.
that
Yep.
the whatever the batch the amount of Nitro V is expiring. Like they only made so much.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure it was Nitro V.
I did not hear that.
Yeah.
But confirming, yeah, it's the stainless core Nitro V copper my. Really cool stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, they only made like what is it like 90,000 pounds of this steel or something like. I don't know. I didn't. I thought it was
Have you ever
interesting.
used it?
I've never used Nitro V. I've heard good things about it, but
I've heard both things about it. Somebody actually gave me a piece of it because they didn't like it. They were like, "Yeah, here, try it. It sucks." And then I was like, "Hmm." But I've heard other people say that it's a decent and they enjoy it. So I mean,
I heard
teach his
it's
own.
very similar to ABL. I mean, there's not a ton of difference between ABL. That's the first thing I've heard about it.
Hmm.
But it's pretty similar heat treat to ABL.
Gotcha.
So that's weird with the copper core. I mean, I know you're still 30 degrees, but 30 degrees is not is not that much. So you better hope you don't screw up your oven is pretty accurate because you go to heat that thing at 1950 and you're only 34 degrees away from the melting temp of copper.
Wow.
You don't want to puddle in the bottom of your oven. So
Yeah, that would not be good.
no, not good at all. I can't believe that would be good for the coils inside the oven if you actually melted the copper out.
Yeah, that's why you got to have a reputable company for your heat treating oven. That's
That's
right.
right. That's right. Maybe we'll have a development there. We'll see.
Hmm.
Huh.
Weird. But I wanted to also say they had a really cool post, and I was going to ask you if you had any opinion either way. But regardless, they for Veterans Day they put out a post that's what do they say? Who is a veteran who has inspired you or influenced your life? And I thought that was just a really cool way to get the conversation going about, on Veterans Day, about, you know, inspiring people that have, served our country. Um, and I'm remembering you're Canadian.
Yeah, so we have a military.
Really? No.
You're going to get so much hate mail now.
You guys live on the planet Hoth. Get out of here. You're Star Troopers.
There was a beach in, during World War II that was, actually where the Canadians landed for D-Day.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I thought it was a great post, and I'm interested if anybody has anything to share about that. So hit us up on the Triple T Instagram if you do. I have several people, some family members that have served, and they all have been big influences in my life. So
Yeah.
really cool.
My stepson Cameron still serving.
Beautiful.
Yeah. He's in active Navy over in Virginia.
Yeah.
Serving on the Eisenhower.
It's beautiful. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. But yeah. So speaking of all of that wonderful steel and heat treating things, this is where that was my weekend. I had a heat treating extravaganza.
Oh, fun.
So yeah.
All carbon steel, everything went well.
I
No
did carbon.
tings.
I did some stainless as well. Used the condursal for the
On
first time
the stainless.
on the
Yeah.
stainless. Yeah. I didn't really. You're starting to use that on the carbon too, right? For anti-scale, or you haven't
No,
quite landed. You're
I
still messing
have,
with the other stuff.
because I still have the nuclear. Why am I spacing on the name of it?
No scale.
Yes. Yeah. It's actually just called no scale.
Uh,
I use that, but I only put it on for the normalization grain refine steps. I don't actually use it for the quench.
mhm.
Just for those steps where it's going through a lot of heat, I generally use it. Need DET anneal as well, but I don't bother with the condursal for the carbon ones. It's just, I don't know. I save that for the stainless mostly.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
be using it on the katanas.
Nice.
Not the condursal, but the no scale on the katanas, because they got to bake in the oven for a bit.
Cool.
But
Yeah. So that was my Saturday. I got to do. I did that big chopper, that kukri-ish thing that Rick and I did, forged out when I was up there in Reno. These will be my first hidden tang knives, 2 chef knives. Got those all taken care of, and I'm spacing on the other one. Oh, that Maker's Camp
oh yeah,
Frankenstein brisket slicer thing. So it made it. I'm I'm surprised that it had made it, because I think I've already shared. But when I was forging that, I got a little carried away on the power hammer right at the ricasso area and really thinned it out, like danger thin. And it took a pretty big bend in the heat treat, but I think I got it straightened out. But it's far from something that's ever going to leave my house. But I think it'll be cool. I'll be just fix it up and add it to the kitchen. And I think it's pretty cool. I like the idea, anyways, of that fully forged handle. So I
yeah.
did buy a needler, though.
Oh, you did.
I did,
Awesome.
yeah.
How'd that work
So
out?
it'll. I got it on Amazon. It's coming.
Oh, it's
So
coming.
yeah, I'll let
Cool.
you know. But I think Josh Prince was saying that he uses a needler on a couple things for the forge finish stuff. So I'll definitely let you know how that goes. But yeah, that was pretty cool. But the condursal, like, it's still nerve wracking. I
Why?
mean, to I guess it's about the kind of going in line with a couple weeks back when you're talking about like the way you learn what you've seen and the only thing that you've done, like stepping outside of that box. So putting that knife in there without the foil, it was nerve-wracking for me.
It
Like,
is. Okay. I remember the first because you've used it before at my house, right? Like it's not.
yeah, but
Yeah. It is
yeah,
nerve wracking the first time when you take that knife out of the forge and you're like, there's no foil on it. And I'm just going to put it into the vise. And it does
yeah.
feel weird.
Honestly, I don't think I did. I think we prepped them, and there was just a couple knives that you were heat treating in a batch, and
Oh,
you
I think
just
I did them.
yeah.
Yeah. I did them because you left and then I was doing a bunch. So I just
Mhm.
added yours to my
Yeah.
batch.
So I didn't actually
Yeah.
see it. So this was the first time I saw it come out fucking hot. I was just like, ooh, but it so far so good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it works good. I mean, hey, Laren tested it. So, it's got to be good.
Yeah, yeah. I still get a shitload of decarb though on my high carbon. Um, I got to
On
grind through that. It's just on my
on the stainless or
no, the
the
high carbon.
okay.
It's still it's always been something that I've kind of dealt with, but um,
But
so
those are forged ones, right? The ones with the scale on them?
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, the forge scale ones, those are going to have a lot of decarb on them, right? Because they've been in and out of the forge for a ton of heats.
I'm not forging is relatively new, so I think I've actually just overlooked that simple thought. This would be the first time I've ever heat treated completely forged knives.
Yeah, they're
Hey,
they're
yay for me.
they're definitely going to have more decarb than
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it just whoop right over my head.
yeah. That's what I said when you came over and you were grinding. I said, yeah, well, they're scale on them,
I
right? There's going to
still,
be
yeah, I might have just nodded my head and did the good, the worst thing ever. Because I was really fixated on, because it has happened to me, um, even just on the stock removal knives where I got to grind through that decarb layer, and it's always like, fuck, it's not getting. But that makes me feel a whole lot better. Thanks,
yeah.
stupid Jared.
We did. That's actually we had that discussion. De decarb versus scale, and and I don't technically know the answer to this. We were just going back and forth on what I assume the answer was. Is that obviously decarb and scale are two different things. Scale is iron oxide. When hot steel is exposed to air, it forms scale. Okay, that's one thing. Decarb means burning
Hard.
carbon,
Yep.
decarburizing the outside so you get a little bit of steel that doesn't have much carbon in it. That doesn't mean it's scale. And the question was, you can still get decarb even though you're using
The
foil
anti-scale.
or
Yeah.
anti-scale. You can still burn the carbon out. That barrier is not the no oxygen is not removing the decarb.
Yep. I think we landed back on. I remember hearing um, Laren talk about that in his latest YouTube video about the condursal and then the no scale things like that, and he kind of made it a point to talk about the decarb is the burning up of the carbon in there. It's not scale. So yeah, that was good.
And I was thinking you're saying you got two knives that will be bolsters, so hidden tang knives.
Yeah,
And when I was Christian was here, he's totally into, even though he's only made a few knives, he's totally into hidden tang knives, and he wants to come back for a handle course, basically to do hidden tang handles. So I might
yeah,
use you as a guinea pig to. I I want to put more courses together, even though I don't. At least, hey, there's a course on the website. Here's the curriculum. You can go through this. I'd
yeah.
like to prep a few of those, so I might use you as a course guinea pig on that.
That's good because I'm going to use you, so it'll work. It's crazy. It's still mind blowing to me how one of my favorite makers, my buddy Nick, he's never done a full tang knife, and he has like a trepidation and fear behind doing one, and I'm on the complete opposite side. I don't know why that the hidden tang kind of just, I don't know, it intimidates me for some reason. But
Well, hidden tang knives are harder.
yeah,
I think full tang knives are a lot easier to make, and that's why a lot of people never move off of full tang knives.
yeah, that's
But
why it's interesting take that he has, that he's never done one, and he's kind of worried about it. But if you've done them both, obviously you're like, yeah, they're, one's either way. But if you've never done either or one or the other, you're like gonna have some fear about the other.
yeah, you
If
definitely
that
have
makes any
more.
sense.
You have more freedom, but it's more of a challenge to sculpt a hidden tang handle
Yeah, I think you
because
have added challenges of symmetry and,
yeah,
you know,
because you don't
centering
have
and
that tang there to give you an alignment.
yeah.
You're really, but you have more freedom because you don't have that tang there. So it's, you can change. Oh, I want to change the shape of this slightly. You can do that because it's a big block of wood and you're not having to follow the lines of the tang.
Yeah. I was I was realizing that with all of these forged knives that I got going right now, there's no fucking flat surfaces anywhere. Even on, as I was thinking about the center line on the cutting edge, it's one, the thickness is not completely universal. There's laying it on the rest. It was dipping down as I was trying. It was just something I hadn't encountered yet, and I was like, oh yeah, like this stock is not, you know
Wait do you do a
flat.
knife with an integral bolster?
Yeah.
Because then you're like, you can't even grind it, you know, grinding
Well,
the
I have
flats.
one. Yeah, that brisket knife is
Yeah.
integral-ish, kind of, maybe, sort of. But yeah, no, I ran into that thing, and I started, as I was taking the decarb off, I was like, my file guide's not going to fit on this. That's what I was thinking, anyway. So
Oh,
yeah, but yeah, that's what it was. It was a pretty good weekend in the shop. I got some other stuff done, but all in all, pretty good film. Still feeling like a knife maker. I did go to Costco, and I had a little interesting event. So um, we show up. It opens up at 9 o'clock. We get there around 8:45. Park the car, walk, and there's a fairly significant line. It kind of wrapped around just a little bit, but I would say maybe there's 50 people in front of us. No, not huge. Um, but Costco now, they make you
oh, really?
card.
I haven't
Yeah,
been to
it's no.
Costco in years.
Oh, yeah, it's a great store, dude. It's a dangerous store. You never come out of there
Well,
with just
Kim goes all the
humiliated.
time, but I don't go.
Yeah. Oh, I needed golf balls, so that's really why I went. Um, but so we get there, and there's a line, and there was people in the line, and then there was people like standing out in the parking lot. So I went towards the end of the line. I didn't want to walk all the way back there because it was just about to start opening, but I kind of saw my spot where I was going to pop in behind the people at the end of the line. And they open up the store, and the line starts going in, and all these fuckers that were just chilling in the parking lot just fucking bum rush the door. And I was just thinking to myself, like, God, people suck. Like, all those people that are around the corner, are around the thing waiting. And then just 20, 30 people just jump right in.
Yeah, not
It
cool.
was, yeah, it was a real dick move. But there's this beautiful state for you. But when I was in there, actually, when we were leaving, this dude had this gigantic, like, 100-inch TV. It's the biggest TV I've seen come out of there. It was by far bigger, taller. The box was bigger and taller than him and I. And but he was wearing a bunch of brunt gear. So because of this wonderful life I live, I walk up to this gentleman and I go, "Hey, for your next purchase, use Echo Blades 10." Blah blah blah.
Did you actually go up and talk to him?
I did. I did. I went right up to him and I was just like, "Hey, man, save yourself a couple bucks and and help me out. I'm not a local knife maker. Did my whole thing, and I didn't give him the old ad read voice, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I find myself doing stupid shit like that. And then I'm realize how unprepared I am to like really promote and sell myself because I didn't have any stickers or nothing to, kind of give him on top of that. But yeah, so I'm out there peddling shit for because
See,
that's what we do.
I have a note I have a point in my notes, and this is a perfect segue.
Okay.
So I'm really envious of you that you can do that. Like I would never walk up to someone like cold like that. And I'm not outgoing like that. Like I won't, I'm like to live in my little shell sometimes. Um, so the fact that you can do that and you feel comfortable going up to someone, I'm very envious of that. Or like you'll call someone up out of the blue or whatever. That's why I stick you on sponsors to go to go talk to sponsors.
Don't give me that bullshit. You got plenty of shit coming to your house because of those cold
No, but
calls.
that's why I sick you on the sponsors.
Yeah.
So good for you. Yeah, it looks like I'm in front of the camera for all you folks. Yeah, it looks like I'm in front of the camera, and I'm always like, yeah, that's because I control the camera. That's why I like having a table at Blade so that I don't have to go up and talk to people. People can come talk to me. I love it when people come talk to me, but I'm not the outgoing one that's ever going to go up. I don't even like going and talking to other people at their table because I feel like I'm bugging them. So I'm you're lucky you have that attribute for or luck, whatever. You're good at it. I'm jealous of that. I've never been that outgoing, and um, you know, my kids are the same way. They don't want to. You're at a restaurant or something, and you need something. They're like, Dad, can you ask them? But I'm like, no, ask them yourself. Like,
Oh, that's hilarious. My family hates it. So it's just like, because they're, oh, here he goes. 'Cause I'll talk to him, just chat him up, always asking the waiters, or whatever. Always talking about trying. But honestly, I only do it because I have an insane insecurity and fear about it. And it's probably similar to what you're kind of expressing. But through recovery and, a bunch of therapy and things in my life, I've learned that, and this whole knife making thing is really just based on doing everything that internally I don't want to do. So saying yes every time I don't want to. So um, it's just a way for me to exercise some cognitive behavioral therapy and do that. But plus, I like talking to people too, as much as I say I hate them and everything. And maybe it's just I want to hear myself, but I appreciate the kind words, buddy. Thank you.
yeah, I mean, like the fact that I hear that you talk to Seth Lopez every once in a while, and that you talk to Noah, and I'm like, what do you mean you talk to all these guys all the time?
Yeah, I fucking bug the shit out of them.
Yeah,
Force myself on. I mean, it's the same way with you. I mean, that wouldn't happen. You know,
yeah, no, it's great.
yeah.
I wish I was more like you in that aspect, but
I wish you were too. We'd have a lot more friends. Fucking reclusive bastard.
I'm trying.
Nah, yeah, I get it. But again, my wife and my kids will tell you that's fuck it, they hate it. So, but
Oh,
yeah.
before I forget, there is one thing I want to announce. First of all, don't my advice: don't record videos when it's midnight and you've barely had any sleep. Um, so last week I recorded the Apocalyptic Challenge, like recorded the videos. As in, I put all the graphics and the pictures and all the stuff for the video. So we read them properly. There's one little I'm confused about, but I read them properly on the podcast, the winners, um, which were, again, Mark Bishop in third. I have this is we're gonna come back to this one. I have Frank Willis as second and Matthew Branson as first. Well, apparently I switched the two name. I had the pictures correct, but I transposed the names. Frank and Matthew names were, I had Matthew's name on the second place and Frank's name on the first place. So, yeah, again, pay attention. Don't do videos at midnight. But the
You
weird
just
thing,
confused the shit out of me. I don't know anymore now. I didn't
basically,
pick up on it.
when I showed the pictures in the video, it said I had the wrong names on two of the pictures. I had mixed two of the names.
Oh man.
But then the odd part is that so the only reason I know these is because I have emails. I have an email that has the picture and the person's put their name and whatever. And now I have someone who's claiming that the picture is theirs, but either the email, I don't get it because the picture says Frank Willis, Fat Badger Forge, but someone else has said that's my picture and their name is different. So now I'm totally confused. And
Oh
I've
shit.
reached out to them on Facebook and said, okay, you said this was yours, but I have this name. What is your email address? Why am I seeing a different name on the email? So there's some weirdness going on. So we're going to figure that out before. But people voted based on the pictures. I know the three pictures that are first, second, and third. I know Mark's is third. Matthew Branson's is first. I don't know what's going on the. Sorry, did I screw that up again? Maybe I screwed it up here too. Hold on, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Give me 1 second. I got to make sure that I didn't mess it up when let's see, viewer voting. This one. Okay.
This is why I need to have control of the sound.
I know, right?
I mean, I can be seriously crickets, like all kinds of good sound effects.
Matthew Branson came in first. Mark Bishop came in third. And the email that I have is Frank Willis coming in
second.
All
right. Well, now that we have absolutely no idea what the hell is going on for second place,
let's see.
Get some sleep and check it out in the morning.
We'll figure that we'll hammer this out before we. But I'm sorry, the names. My fault. The names on the pictures in the video for second and first are incorrect.
I absolutely love that you just said hammer it out, because speaking of all of that forging and heat treating I did on all these forged knives, I just have to put an exclamation point that I used my Two Basterds fat peen hammer to get those all knife-like shaped. But if you were looking for a hammer, go check out Frank and Anita at Two Basterds Hammer and get yourself a fat peen, cross peen, straight peen, diagonal peen, curve peen, all kinds of peens. It's really mean when you get a peen. So go do that. Two Basterds Hammer, telling the boys at Triple T sent you. Frank's an awesome dude. He's a riot. He's outgoing. He'll
talk your ear off.
Yeah, he's the man. Yeah. So, but like I always say, man, ain't it grand to have a fat peen in your hand?
Go get yourself a mean peen.
Go get a mean peen. Get on the scene.
I did. Christian, my student, was examining my fat peen.
I almost spit it.
That's why your mic doesn't work. Keep spitting things into it. No, he was examining the hammer, and he kept asking me where I got it, which one I use, and of course, I told him go get one from Two Basterds.
That's right.
So let's see what we got. We got Maker Spotlight to do. We do have a listener question. We could cover that next week. And there was one other. There was another thing I wanted to cover today. What was it? Oh, that I don't have a topic for my video this week. So if you guys have a question, a topic, something you want to see a video about, I'm looking for some ideas. So respond to Jerid because Jerid monitors the IG account, and he'll nicely get it back to me. And maybe you'll get a credit in this week's Triple T video if I use your ideas. So
You
come on, guys,
absolutely will get a shout out.
send me some ideas of what you want to see. What do maybe a Q&A session. What do you want? What do you want me to talk about in this week's Triple T?
Awesome. I want you to talk. Never mind. That's mean. Never mind.
Jerid
It's
has.
okay.
This
You,
is like the fourth time he's caught himself this episode.
yeah, I'm filtering pretty good today. It's really nice.
Oh,
Well, I mean, because honestly,
are you having a moment?
I don't know. I'm just trying to be considerate of time, but let's do Maker Spotlight and see
All
where we
right.
end up.
Okay. Who do you got?
What do we got? I got, and I lost it.
The one you checked yourself last week on?
Oh, that's right. So I had a, so I had planned on featuring Jeff originally, and we were in the midst of the Tobin grinding jig, and um, I had seen Dennis, seen it at Rick's house. Dennis's feedback has been great, and then the YouTube video came out where Lawrence was doing the pre-release, so I went ahead and jumped in on that, and so that was like Tuesday. So I started checking out a YouTube channel called the UK Blade Show. I'm not sure who recommended it to me. I want to say it was my buddy Nick Rollins. It's really uh, kitchen knife centric
Is that
channel.
the old guy talking about?
No, it's a the younger cat. Some
Oh,
Asian. It's really like there's a lot of people on the show.
okay.
So I'm
The
not.
one I've seen, I'm pretty sure it's UK Blade Show. It's like an older gentleman talking about like metallurgy and like does a lot of really good discussions on that.
Yeah, I haven't caught that, but I've seen just, and it's all like obviously across the pond stuff. But with my current interest in kitchen cutlery right now, it was right up my alley. And then I started a couple of videos came out from Tobias Angler, um, from I think we talked about this. I'm going to mess this up, but Messers Schmeide. I'm not German. Help me out here, dude.
Messerschmidt.
Messerschmied. So
Yeah.
Messer is knife. We did learn that
I
because
don't
a
know what a
bunch.
Schmidt is for those.
It's German, Austrian, something. I don't know. That's pretty bad of me right now, but I suck at that. Anyways, so he had a couple of segments on that YouTube channel. One of them was on edge geometry, and then it went into the grinding jig. So we were talking about Tobin and the grinding jig that he was doing with um, that Lawrence was carrying, and in my mind during the day when I was thinking about this, I had just automatically substituted Tobias with Tobin. And right before we were about to do the maker spotlight, I just had this like, oh, I'm about to fuck. Like I didn't realize that Tobias and Tobin and oh, what's the other guy's name? Um, Ben,
Oh,
come
yeah,
on,
Ben, come on.
yeah, come on. They all kind of collaborated on
Right.
this
Yeah.
jig, right? And I didn't realize it until after the show we went back. So, but I did want to feature Tobias. He's also one of the creators of Apex Ultra and a freaking fantastic knife maker. And I started checking out his stuff. I totally been sleeping on his work. I thought I've heard him on Hustle and Grind and talking about Apex Ultra, and but a couple of those YouTube videos, one on demonstrating the jig and how he uses it, the knife edge, the edge geometry, just fantastic educational, good YouTube videos that I highly suggest that you go check it out. So, but yeah, I was seriously sleeping on this dude as a maker, so I thought I'd give him a shout out, and make sure you go check that out. I'm gonna spell it. It's MESSERCHMIEDE_HANGLER.
Yeah. Tobias
It's a lot.
Hangler is his name.
Tobias Angler. That's probably the easiest way to get it. He's currently got 5,166 followers, which kind of blows my mind. But yeah, go check him out if you're not doing that, and then go check out that YouTube channel, the UK Blade Show. There's really, really good stuff. I really enjoyed it. So, but yeah, that was some oh shit moments, really on the cuff there. So I had to swap old Jeff into the spotlight last week, but he was on the list after meeting him in at Makers Camp. So,
Yeah.
and we're really behind the Warriors Way and all the things that they're doing there. So it's good stuff.
Yeah, and I see one of the posts from Tobias is he's actually talking about Apex Ultra, but he's using it's actually not a salt pot, it's something we were talking about, which is fluidized sand.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
Oh,
Something I'm curious about.
yeah. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Was that today or?
No, whenever yesterday we were talking about that. We're talking about salt pots
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and how they scare us, and fluidized sand is
Yeah,
supposed to be a little safer
a little safer.
because they don't
Yeah, really
erupt.
cool stuff.
Yeah,
So, yep, go check them out and give them a follow and a shout and all that good stuff. So,
cool. I'm trying to open my own link here. Just someone um, that I've been following. I just saw his YouTube video of a Viking sword, a Damascus Viking sword that he just finished. I thought was pretty cool. Ian Z underscore Forge. So it's Ian IANZ. So IANZ underscore Forge. He's got a YouTube channel. And he's got some, he's done some cool stuff. That Viking blade looks really cool. He's done some cool Damascus. Yeah, just some really nice work. And he's got a cool YouTube channel with a cool delivery. So yeah, go check him out. Go check out his YouTube channel and give him some love. Right now, he's got 1,140 followers. So that's Maker Spotlight this week. Do we want to cover the listener
sorry.
question, or do you have something else? We want to save that for next week.
It's all up to you. Oh, this
Well,
guy's cool. Following. It took me a minute to get to his Forge or his IG channel. Really cool stuff.
yeah, I like it.
Nice. That's a good one. Thank you. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's up to you, man. There's, we have that question, and I got one more thing, but
Well, let's save the question for next week. And what do you got? What's your one more thing?
No, I think we're gonna wrap it. I think it's good stop.
All right. Yeah, we're an hour and 10. We've been going kind of long lately, so I'm kind of
Yeah.
paying attention to the time a little bit so we can not let people drone on about or listening to us drone on all the time.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, it's
I
been a
did
good
dye
one.
my beard. Okay. I dyed my beard. All right. You gonna try to end this show without giving them the biggest take?
We were I'm not sure you were going
Uh,
to talk about it. So yesterday we were sitting around, my Kim was watching football. We were sitting down and Jerid comes in, and I don't know how we started the conversation, but Jerid goes, "Yeah, I think I'm going to just for men my beard." I started laughing, and he goes, "No, I'm serious." And I'm looking at Jerid right now, and he At least from the nose down, he looks, 5 years younger.
So I've had this freaking Just for Men for probably like 8 months. My daughter and my wife came home and they were messing with me. And then, I was like, I don't give a shit, I'll try it. But I've had it like I'm really beard challenged. It's not full. It just comes in and incomplete enough to where it's not like a real beard. And I have a lot of beard envy for all my bearded friends, and maybe that's why I get or normally get really consistent haircuts and everything. But so I have a small chin strap type-ish beard thing, but nothing like that I ever and I keep it short, so there's less gray and all that. So I never felt like it was worth it to color it, right? So I don't know what happened, but I actually do know what happened. I had some unfortunate things go on, and I haven't got a haircut, and it's probably been like 6 weeks now.
You're
Uh,
looking pretty raggedy.
yeah, so I just kind of let everything kind of grow, and the beard was getting long, and then my wife looked at me and she was like, "You should dye your beard now." It's like, okay, fine, let's do it. So I prepared up, and holy shit, it was an event. Dennis, last time I dyed anything was I did the top of my head when I was fucking like 19. I bleached it blonde and went to New Orleans for Mardi Gras,
Oh,
and
you got
that was
pictures of
it.
that?
I do. I do. Well, I did. I think yeah. Anyways, yeah, it was 25 years ago.
Hmm.
Jesus, that makes me feel really fucking old.
So
But anyways, long story short, I had this. Uh, she mixes this shit up, and it's not even like black. It's like a brownish
purple.
paste. It was brown, like, and I'm like, "Are you trying to fucking like? Are you fucking with me? I'm gonna have like this blonde ass beard." She starts mixing it together, starts putting it on my face. I have another picture I'll show you. I ain't sending it to you, but I'll show it to you, man. I look like a fucking clown. Jet black paint all on my face. I started having like my fear
Okay,
was that I was
stop. Bobby, if you're listening, there you go.
there you go, Bobby. You're out of retirement 2 weeks in a row here, buddy. You're back. But yeah, I mean, it was my biggest fear was the dye that was on my skin wasn't going to come out, and I was like, if I can't go to work tomorrow, woman, I'm gonna. I was stressing so hard. And then I'm like, okay, that's it. It's done. I run upstairs. I'm washing my face. My fucking hands are still black from the dye because she had the gloves. I didn't. But
Yeah,
it's
so
hilarious.
I mean, when I met Kim, I was dyeing my hair regularly, and the dye I used, the color, when it was mixed, a little purpley.
Yeah.
And the
It's
first
not
time, I'm
black.
like, wait a second.
Yeah, now that I think about it, the the bleach was no, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, the
Anyways,
dark color I used to use was like it was dark brown, L'Oreal number 102.
yeah.
I
Well,
don't know why I remember that.
it's not the smoothest transition from the top of my sideburns into my graying hair up top, but it is really black, and it's funny.
Yeah, yeah, you guys don't see this, but Jerid is in a dark room with a dark background, and like I can't see him as well tonight.
That's right.
He's blended in.
This full lush dark beard I got going on now, but normally I'm Santa Claus. So, but yeah, I thought that was funny, and to be honest, I was like. When I went to work today, I was like, "Oh, I am gonna get so much shit," and it actually went over pretty well. Maybe they just keeping it. They didn't want to tell the boss he looked like a moron. So
I'll tell you, it was subtle because we were on FaceTime today, and I had forgotten, and it wasn't like in my face, like
yeah,
blam.
yeah,
So yeah,
but
it looks good.
yeah, it was funny. So I doubt I'll ever do it again, but maybe I'll go with like a salt and pepper or something. But
You don't look a day over 50.
that's right, baby. So on that note, go fuck yourself, Dennis. And everybody have a great day. Happy Veterans Day, daylight savings, all that good stuff. We missed that. I do you like daylight savings?
I do.
I don't mind it.
Okay, I'm gonna do my 1 minute rant. What makes me crazy is people that say they want to do away with daylight save. Like that's fine if you don't want daylight savings time, but not we can't just leave the time in the summertime because then we can't leave it on the daylight time. People are like, yeah, let's just leave it on the daylight time. Yeah, and then it's going to be dark at 3 o'clock. Sorry, it's going to be dark till like 9 o'clock in the morning in the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
No. Yeah. I know there's a couple states. I think Arizona doesn't do it.
Yeah.
But I've only been there in March, so
I don't know if Alaska does daylight savings time either because
it doesn't matter.
right, that's what I'm like no. As it
I
is,
don't know. Let us know, Spencer. Let us know.
They get like 2 hours of daylight in the winter anyway. So
yeah. So
all right, we're done.
Yeah, Olive Garden us out of here, dude. Some potentially big news coming up. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. And that's a dyed wrap.